Hey everybody, Lucas here with yet another active reading. As I've said before, I'm a private English teacher, but this is me studying. This is for my own development. This is personal. This is me trying to stay sharp. And I'll read an article that I was really hooked on. Um, actually, I was hooked on the headlight. The headline. Sorry. Yeah, the headline. I saw it on Instagram and it really captivated me. I had to save it for later. I had to save it for later. So see, this is what I do here. I'll be trying to improve my pronunciation, my diction, my vocabulary, and again, I'll be talking to the text. I'll be asking questions. I'll be exploring, producing language in the end, more than just receiving language. So yeah, this is the New York Times story on Wicked, and just let me check if the transcript is working. Just a second. hmm It is, yes. Okay. So moving on. Yeah, this is from the New York Times, and good thing I got to read it because I was afraid the paywall was going to be up. But yeah, apparently this is my one monthly article I have for free. So let's do this. Um, Anything up here? No? Okay. So, there have been dozens of Wicked interviews. Why did this one go viral? Dozens, dúzias. I'm Brazilian, by the way. I speak Brazilian Portuguese. When a journalist asked the actress Cynthia Erivo about fans, quote unquote, holding space for the movie's signature song, a meme was born. Okay, so Wicked's signature song has to be Defying Gravity, right? The big closing number, at least in the Broadway musical. Grand number. Um, really impressive usually. So, yeah, I'm chewing gum, just a second. Hey, look at what I bought. It's a moon. Yeah, it's a moon lamp. So it's a moon lamp. It's a little moon lamp. Yeah, I love it. It's keeping me company. I like looking at it. Let me spit out my gum. Just a second. Okay. When a journalist asked the actress Cynthia Erivo about fans holding space for the movie's signature song, a meme was born. Let's see. This is by Madison Malone Kirscher, and it was published on November 25th, 3 days ago. The press tour for Wicked has been a long blur of pink and green outfits and a seemingly endless run of interviews with the film's two stars, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Look, okay, I'll go there. It kind of bugs me to have, it's not the first time, but to have Ariana uh coming before Cynthia. Hmm, yeah, whatever. Does it matter? What do you think? If there's anybody there on the other side, what do you think? Because Cynthia is Elphaba, right? Ariana is the supporting character in this, which is Galinda. So yeah, I always think Cynthia's name should come first. Anyway, the press tour for Wicked has been a long blur of pink and green outfits and the seemingly endless run of interviews with the film's two stars, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Okay, a long blur of pink and green, a blur, um borrão, right? Blur. There's a Photoshop tool called blur when you blur the image. And I can blur my background here on Zoom, for example. Blur, borrão, desfocado. One of their appearances, however, has stood out among the dozens of others. In a conversation that has been clipped and shared widely across social media, the journalist Tracy E. Gilchrist, reporting for Out magazine, asked Mrs. Erivo to respond to an observation that she had made, which is, I've seen this week people I've seen this week people are I've seen this week people are taking the lyrics of Defying Gravity and really holding space with that and feeling power in that, Mrs. Gilchrist said, referring to the musical's anthem. That's really powerful, Mrs. Arrival said. Oh no! Wait! Oh! Where's my full article? Give it to me. Oh no! Oh, the paywall. Here it comes. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's make the most of it. Um anyway, just here. One of their appearances, however, has stood out among the dozens of others. When something stands out, to simply stand, to stand up, actually. To stand up is to stand like this. To be not seated, but standing. Okay? But when something stands out, is because it becomes a highlight. It becomes more noticeable than others. And that this appearance, apparently because of this question, has stood out among other interviews. So what else could I say that stood out? This moon lamp, this cute moon lamp stood out among the other items at the store I was in. That's why I bought it, because that stood out for me. That was the cutest, the best, the the most interesting thing I saw there. So to stand out, destacar-se. And here, the journalist said, I've seen this week people are taking the lyrics of Defying Gravity and really holding space with that. Honestly, I don't know what that means. To hold space with something. What hooked me on this headline was exactly this, that it says that people are holding space with that. And I thought I'd understood, but now I'm not sure. Okay, hold space with something. The phrase holding space generally refers to creating a safe, non-judgmental, and supportive environment for someone else to express themselves or process their emotions. It's often used in emotional, spiritual, and therapeutic contexts. For example, she really held space for me while I talked about my struggles. As a teacher, I try to hold space for my students to explore their thoughts freely. If you're wondering about holding space with something, it's not a standard phrase, but it could be interpreted metaphorically. It might suggest being present with or open to something, like an idea, feeling, or situation. For example, I'm tired, sorry. I'm holding space with this uncertainty right now. This could mean you're allowing yourself to sit with or accept the uncertainty without trying to resolve or escape it. I don't know. What does it mean? What does it mean? Hello, pronunciation. What does it mean to hold space with the lyrics? I've seen this week people are taking the lyrics of Defying Gravity and really holding space with it, with that, and feeling power in that. I mean, obviously. Anyway, let's see if I can read the rest. Uh, okay, I think I do. I think I can. I don't think I do. I think I can. That's really powerful, Mrs. Erivo said. As Mrs. Grundy sympathetically held onto her pointer finger, she added, "That's what I wanted." So Ariana is holding onto Cynthia's pointer finger as a sign of friendship and support. Because, yeah, they've been doing this throughout the interviews, right? They've been like really letting their friendship show, and it's really beautiful. The interviews, at least the clips I've seen, are pretty emotional and interesting, actually, because their character, especially for Cynthia, okay, so Elphaba in Wicked, she's an outcast. She's an outcast, right? Can I say that? Outcast. What I mean is, um, a misfit, maybe. She doesn't fit. She's green. She's literally green. Her skin is green, right? They're all witches. They're all wizards, but Elphaba is green. And it's a metaphor, of course, for those who doesn't fit in, for those who don't fit in, right? So yeah, Cynthia being a black girl, having gone through the things she says that she relates to the character um in a deeper sense because of those characteristics. Let me see. A person, an outcast, refers to someone who has been excluded or rejected by a group, society, or community. This term often carries a sense of social alienation. Wow. This term often carries a sense of social alienation or stigma. An outcast is typically someone who doesn't conform to the norms or expectations of a group, leading to their isolation. No, it's not the case. I mean, Cynthia, it's not being black doesn't make her an outcast. Absolutely. What I mean is she's been a victim of racism for sure. I mean, she says that to say the least, she implies that when she talks about the way she relates to Elphaba. So yeah, their interviews, they've been showing a lot of support, mutual support, and love for each other, a fondness toward each other. Yeah, fondness referred to a feeling of affection, liking, or tenderness for someone or something. Absolutely. So they've been quite fond to each other in their latest appearances. This that I'm doing, this is what I do. I'm active reading, but most of all, I'm producing. I'm speaking because I didn't say that, but it's important to mention this method here is for me to try and keep my speaking as sharp as I can, specifically the speaking, okay? Anyway, let's try to get a sense of what holding space with means in this context. Whether it was the phrase holding space, the earnest and melodramatic reactions it elicited from Mrs. Erivo and Mrs. Grande, or the delicate finger hold, or some combination of the three, the interview has spurred a range of reactions online. Okay. Whether it was the phrase holding space, the earnest and melodramatic reactions it elicited from Mrs. Erivo and Mrs. Grande, or the delicate finger hold, or some combination of the three, the interview has spurred a range of reactions online. To spur, to maybe To scatter? Mm-mm. To spur means to encourage, motivate, or prompt action or progress. Okay, so to spur, yeah, that's it. To motivate, to encourage. Um, did I use scattered right? Let me see. Yeah, scatter. To throw or spread things over a wide area in a random or disorganized way. Yeah, that's it. To disperse or cause a group to move apart in different directions. So what I thought spurred meant in this case here, where is it? Jesus Christ. Oh, here. The interview has spurred a range of reactions online. I thought that spurred in this case was could be a synonym for scattered, meaning it has spread a range of reactions. But no, to spur is to motivate, is to cause. So for example, um I don't know, the ex-president's no, I don't want to go there. Um, the the latest news have spurred an outrage, has spurred outrage nationwide, or something like that. Yeah, spur, to cause, to motivate. Some wondered if Mrs. Gilchrist was serious. Others were simply baffled by the exchange, baffled, shocked, in awe. Am I right? Confused, perplexed, or unable to understand. So no, it's not shocked. It's neither shocked nor in awe. It means confused, perplexed, or unable to understand something. Baffled. I'm baffled. I'm confused. It doesn't make sense. I'm baffled by it. The last time I felt baffled, and what's the preposition that comes? Oh, here, by. The last time I was baffled by something, I think, let me think. I think it was um when I saw my parents arguing for something that I didn't know was happening. So I was kind of baffled by their argument, by that scene. Uh, Let me see some examples here. I was baffled by the strange behavior of my computer, confused and unsure what caused it. The detective was baffled by the lack of evidence in the case. She looked baffled when I told her the news. Well, yeah, baffled, confused, very confused. Baffled by, not only baffled, but baffled by. And again, spur is to cause, to motivate, to, yeah. Mrs. Gilchrist, a vice president of editorial and special projects for the LGBTQ media company Equal Pride, shared her point of view. This interview has been edited and condensed. Hi, Tracy. Can you give us a little bit more context about that interview? Tracy, is her name Tracy? Yeah, Tracy E. Gilchrist. Okay. Hi, Tracy. Can you give us a little bit more context about that interview? This was on the, now Tracy goes. This was on the interview, she answers. This was on the Universal lot earlier this month, on November 7th. It was very Hollywood. There was a whole yellow brick road, and there was a whole yellow brick road and Munchkin Land set up outside. Munchkin Land. is a place that the Munchkins are creatures from that universe, from Oz and from Wicked, therefore. Yeah, there was a whole yellow brick road and Munchkin land set up outside. Typically, you have a window of time where you go in to do your interviews. For this one, I was slated for three interviews. Cynthia and Ariana, Marissa Bode and Ethan Slater, and Jeff Goldburn and Jonathan Bailey. I had 4 minutes to ask two people questions. You have to get in there and really have a moment. You have to get in there and really have a moment. I like to try to get to something real. Good. Yeah, makes sense. Here. For this one, I was slated for. See, this is important to if you're going to look up something, if you're going to look something up, sounds better. If you're going to look something up, make sure you get the whole like not just one word, one particular word, but the preposition that goes with it. It's important to get a sense of to understand the use, its use, you know, in general. The phrase slated for means something is scheduled, planned, or designated to happen at a specific time or for a specific purpose. Okay, scheduled. So again, spurred, spurred, or to spur, cause, motivate, slated slated for, scheduled for. Good. So she was scheduled for three interviews. Cynthia and Ariana, Marissa Bode and Ethan Slater, and Jeff Goldblum and Jonathan Bailey. I had 4 minutes to ask two people questions. You have to get in there and really have a moment. I like to try to get to something real. Okay, so the finger thing, the finger hold. How did they put it? Finger hold? Let me see. Yeah, the finger hold, the delicate finger hold. Look at them. It's Ariana holding on to Cynthia's finger. hmm Okay, so you have to really think quickly in this situation. I interviewed Cynthia for the Out 100 list this year. She was the cover star. I had nearly an hour on Zoom with her, so we already had a little bit of a shorthand when I went in there. A shorthand. To have a shorthand, they kind of they were not starting from scratch. They already had some knowledge about each other. The phrase to have shorthand typically refers to the ability to write or record information quickly and concisely. What? She has shorthand skills, so she can take notes during fast-paced meetings. He learned shorthand to help him transcribe interviews more quickly. What? It doesn't make sense. She was the cover star. I had nearly an hour on Zoom. I had nearly one. I had nearly an hour on Zoom with her, so we already had a little bit of a shorthand when I went in there. No, wait. I'm trying to find the definition of having a shorthand because I really don't understand. To me, it sounds like an advantage. Like we had a shorthand, we had an advantage, we had a leg up, a leg up. Let me see. In that context, shorthand refers to a shared understanding or a way of communicating that is quicker and more efficient because of prior interaction. Yeah, an advantage in that sense. It suggests that you and the person you were speaking with had developed a kind of familiarity or this word, how do you pronounce this word? I never know. Rapport. Rapport. Rapport pronunciation. Rapport. 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 Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Is it synonym for having a leg up? Shorthand and having a leg up are similar in that they both should suggest an advantage, but they are used in different ways and have slightly different meanings. Okay, whatever. Yes, they are the kind of the same. Good. So to have a shorthand, where is it? I had nearly an hour on Zoom with her, so we already had a little bit of a shorthand when I went in there. Okay. I've been teaching a few of my students for years. So I definitely have a shorthand. So we definitely have a shorthand when it comes to rearranging schedules, for example. Yeah, shorthand. It's easier. There's an advantage associated with it. Ariana Grande, by the way, is it Ariana or Ariana? Anyway, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, who play Glinda and Elphaba in Wicked, during their interview with Mrs. Gilchrist. Why did you ask Mrs. Erivo about holding space? I had seen just that day that Toni Morrison from Glad, who is a friend, had posted the lyrics of Defying Gravity. Mind you, this was 1.5 days, 1.5 days after the election. We were all kind of reeling. What does this mean for marginalized people and specifically people in the queer community? I thought, well, this has been a week. And so asked her, I said that I'd seen people holding space with the lyrics of Defying Gravity. And a star was born. I was really teeing up my question, which was, what does it mean to you to play this character who is so resonant with queer people, especially when we need it? I hadn't even asked the question yet. Her response was so dear to me. I was a little flustered. Okay. We were all kind of reeling. Okay, a reel spins, right? So what I think this means is that because of the outcome in the elections, they were all kind of dizzy and unhappy about it. Yeah, shocked or confused or overwhelmed. Yes, it's real. Um, okay, but I have to confess, I still don't understand what to hold space means here. Let me just go for it and let me just translate. Eu vi essa semana que as pessoas estão pegando as letras de Defying Gravity e realmente criando um espaço com isso, sentindo poder nisso. Não. I mean, I don't get it. What's so special about this sentence, about this phrase? I mean, to hold space. Uh, why there's a feeling that it was misplaced in a way, or not misplaced, but why is it special? in this context. I don't get it. Uh, I don't understand the meaning of hold space in that context. In this context, holding space refers to creating an emotional or mental space for something. I mean, I've already done this, allowing it to exist, be felt, and processed without judgment or interruption. When people are holding space with the lyrics of Defying Gravity, it means they are giving themselves the time and mental space to connect deeply with the song, its message, and how it makes them feel. They are allowing the lyrics to have an emotional impact and embracing that power. Okay, I got it, but why did it spur, Why did it spur such commotion? Spur, that's how you use spur. Why did it spur such commotion? That's what I don't get. So people are feeling empowered and allowing themselves to fully experience the power and meaning of the song. Okay, let's move on, whatever. Um, yeah, to be flustered. First of all, how do you pronounce this? Resonant. Looks like it's no, 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 no. I'm not looking, okay? It's resonant. 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 Yes. Yeah, resonant. Yeah. Um, to be flustered. I think it's to be flustered is to feel a mixture of frustration and confusion. Flustered refers to a state of being agitated, nervous, or confused, often because of stress, pressure, or unexpected events. Okay, flustered, agitated. I'm flustered because of unexpected events. I'm anxious a little. She got flustered during the presentation and forgot what she was going to say. Okay. What is holding space? Oh, thank you. Thank you. What is holding space exactly? Finally. Okay. When I hold space for something, oh, it was here all the time. When I hold space for something, it means I take a beat. Okay, take a beat. I'm associating it with to take a beat in a script, in a screenplay, for example, or a screenplay, roteiro de TV, ou I forgot, uma peça de teatro. Anyway, a screenplay, roteiro. When you take a beat is you take a moment. When you mark a beat in a screenplay, it means the character or the situation, the overall scene, situation is is taking a moment to feel something. Some feelings are happening. That's a beat. That's a there's a shift. There's a little shift in something. That's a beat. So when I hold space for something, she says, it means I take a beat. I pay attention. I come into myself rather than scrolling on my phone or being outward with something. I come into myself rather than scrolling on my phone or being outward with something. You can hold space in many different ways, right? It can be something profound or it can be something silly. I have been joking that I've been holding space for the movie Carol for 8 years. Out magazine. Yeah. Um, Holding space. When I hold space for something, it means I take a beat. I pay attention. I come into myself rather than em vez de. Eu faço A rather than B. Eu faço A em vez de B. Mhm. Okay, so that's holding space. Mrs. Ervil seemed surprised, if pleased, to hear about this reaction. Were there other similar posts you saw from people relating to defying gravity in this particular way? Eu ainda não tô entendendo o que que tem de tão especial nisso. I try to clarify, like, no, it's not a huge trend, but I have seen it. That's why I said I'm in career. That's why I, sorry. That's why I said I'm in career. Jesus. That's why I said I'm in career media. I could have said I have all queer friends, but I have all queer friends, but that's what came out of my mouth. Again, I was still teeing up my question. Teeing up, teeing. I try to clarify. Mrs. Arrival seemed surprised, if pleased, to hear about this reaction. Were there other similar posts you saw from people relating to defying gravity in this particular way? I try to clarify, like, clarify. I try to clarify, like, no, it's not a huge trend, but I have seen it. That's why I said I'm in queer media. I could have said I have all queer friends, but that's what came out of my mouth. Again, I was still again, I was still teeing up my question. Teeing up is an expression that originates from golf, where it refers to an action of placing a golf ball on the tee to prepare for a shot. However, I'm just teeing up the meeting for tomorrow, preparing or organizing everything. He's teeing up a big announcement at the conference. He's preparing or setting the stage for the announcement. Okay. Uh, last time I teed something up was um, my social media content, the things this, for example, this is part of it. This is part of my social media portfolio content, whatever. Um, I had it, I had to tee everything up, prepare, yeah, before posting. Anyway, why is being in queer media an important distinction for you? I get to pick my own questions. I don't have editors telling me what questions to ask. I get to ask questions that are pertinent and relevant to what's happening in the queer community. Pertinent. How is it pronounced? Pronounced. How is it pronounced? Pertinent. Pertinent and relevant to what's happening in the queer community. During the interview, Mrs. Grande reached over and ever so gently clutched one of Mrs. Erival's fingers while you were talking. Did you notice in the moment? They first started grazing fingers while I was talking to Ariana. I don't know if it ended up in the edited video, but in the raw footage, you can see me clock it. Clock, notice. I clocked it. I noticed it. Mm-hmm. Raw footage. Na gravação sem edição, na gravação crua, né? Acho que tem uma expressão melhor para isso, mas eu não estou lembrado. Tem um relógio aqui. Okay, when I speak Portuguese, it messes up the transcript. Anyway, yeah, it's almost done. In my head, I'm thinking, please God, I am just a human lesbian. This is too much. The whole thing is ultimately high camp, right? Because camp is sincere. I was sincere in my question. Cynthia was sincere in her response. And I think when Ariana grabbed her finger, she was just trying to sincerely let her know that she was there with her. They've been doing this in all interviews, all year, all in the last months. Not all year, but in the last months. Yeah, it's been their thing, their trademark. I don't know. Did you walk away from that interview feeling as if it was pretty standard or as if you had gotten something really special? I thought it was really lovely. I thought it was a really lovely interview, and I thought that people who get it would get it. How does it feel to be a meme? It's been wild. I was in a meeting when I first started hap when it, sorry. It's been wild. I was in a meeting when it first started happening, and someone texted me in the morning like, "Hey, I'm loving this viral moment for you. The video has about 500,000 views." That's a lot for us, but I had no idea. I wanted to steer clear of the negativity because I don't need it in my life personally. I really try to lean into the joy. Steer clear, steering wheel, volante. To steer is to pivot, change direction. So steer clear is to stay away of the negativity. Lean into. This is good vocabulary. Yeah. To steer clear, right? To move away from the negativity and to lean into, debruçar-se, ir em direção a, to lean. Do you recall, not long ago, na 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 na, and the chorus goes, uh, shit, lean on, right? You need somebody to lean on, to lean on. Você precisa de alguém em quem se apoiar. Tudo isso só para dizer isso, que lean é apoiar-se, debruçar-se, etc. Não debruçar-se, mas sabe, ir em direção a, to lean. Com certeza tem uma palavra melhor em português que eu não tô sabendo. What have been some of your favorite responses? Merriam-Webster had a holding space post. I'm definitely seeing it. Oh, that's for sure. The Empire State Building did one, which was really fun. The cast of Once Upon a Mattress and Anna, Michael, oh, Michael Yuri, hello. Anna, Michael, and Sutton Foster made a video. The tippity top was the gay man's chorus of New York singing my interview. The tippity top, the cherry on top. The 103rd floor of the Empire State Building was originally built to hold space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. That's cute. Do you have any regrets about your question? Not really. What happened happened. I feel like I got a real response. I got something authentic. Very good. Nice. Nice article. Super interesting. Okay, that was it. I'm really tired today, but yeah, I did my studying. I did my studying. I got my study in. I did it. I practiced. Good for me. All right. Thank you. See ya.